Hi, I'm Andrea, and I'm the Executive Director of the Dear Jack Foundation, and sitting next to me is my colleague, Katie, our Director of Programs. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the Dear Jack Foundation, and in recognition of this amazing milestone, we launched the 100K Challenge, where it's our goal to raise $100,000 by 11/11. Many of you have participated in the challenge, which Katie and I are both extremely grateful for. You have helped us raise close to $80,000, and with your help, there's no doubt that we'll surpass our fundraising goal. This week, we are remembering our sweet friend Abby, who is the inspiration behind Dear Jack's Lifeless program.
Before joining Dear Jack, I was an oncology nurse working with oncology patients here in Denver for over 10 years. One of the things I noticed most was the young adults really lacking in any kind of program dedicated to them when they were going through these struggles and these diagnoses that would really bring most of us to our knees. Specifically, the Make-A-Wish Foundation only goes up to the age of 18. So I tried to fill in the gaps there and make sure that people over 18 also had an opportunity to be given things to look forward to during their treatment. I met Abby when I went into her room and delivered a hand-sewn pillowcase. Abby was one of those lights in this world. She had a smile that everyone was drawn to and was just a phenomenal human being. As soon as I realized Abby had relapsed for the third time with leukemia, I asked her to write me a life list so she had something more to look forward to. When Abby returned her life list to me, I noticed the very first item was to make one other person smile each day, something I had never seen on a life list before. Because of Abby and her inclusion of her friends and family in her life list, the life list now has a different look to it. We have 8 items that we require of our patients. The first 4 are things only their friends and family can fulfill. The last 4 items are things that the Dear Jack Foundation helps fulfill. We've done things like have a young man hold a sloth at the zoo and build a play set in the backyard for some very deserving young kids whose parents were going through treatment. Some of Abby's other items included going to the set of Ellen because she wanted to watch a tape. Abby, every day at 3 o'clock while she was in the hospital, would look forward to Ellen coming on and making her laugh. I introduced Andrew to Abby almost 2 years ago. Andrew was immediately inspired by Abby. He was also taken with the Lifeless program and was very excited to bring it into the Dear Jack Foundation.
I met Abby through work I was doing with an organization called Love, Hope, Strength. If you ever met Abby, she was less focused on this horrific thing that was happening to her and more focused on how she could help other people who were going through the exact same thing. As a person who had been in treatment, it was something that I connected to a lot, but she did it better than anybody I've seen yet. And we want to honor Abby on a daily basis and educate people on how she lived her life, even to the very last minute. Kate Poppert, who is our Director of Programs at Dear Jack Foundation, and Abby sort of together created this idea of what we now call a life list. Abby created several item lists for Katie when she was going through treatment. And so that list, if you look at it, it's insane because most of those things were on her list for how she could help other people. And that, to me, is really what Abby was about, and that's what the Life List is about. It's been amazing. We've had the chance to work with, coming up on 10 or 11 patients now, and with the help of the 100K Challenge and our donors, we're hoping to double, even triple that in the next year, and have patients make these lists and have us help them execute those lists as a part of our mission as a foundation. This week, my goal is to match any donations that come in the next week up to $5,000. I'm gonna match from my personal bank account in honor of Abby. It's what little I can do to sort of put myself out there in her honor. But I do hope that people who see this will be inspired to give and help us get to that benchmark of $100,000. Seeing the communities we're building around the country is something like I never would have dreamed of. And I'm very thankful to the people who are out there who have both donated their time and their money to lend awareness to this cause, because more people do need to know about it. Just keep your head above, swim.